Have you ever wondered why money always seems just out of reach, no matter how hard you try? Why it feels like the universe keeps you one step behind, just when you think you're about to break through? If you're a Cancer, and this message has found its way to you right now, that's no coincidence. Because maybe, just maybe, you've been feeling it too, the invisible weight, the quiet frustration, the sense that something you can't name has been blocking your abundance. And the truth is, it has, but it's not because you're not working hard enough. It's not because you're unlucky, and it's definitely not because you don't deserve it. It's deeper than that, quieter, hidden in the stories you inherited without even realizing. You see, Cancer is a sign that feels everything more deeply than most. Your heart remembers the things your mind has long forgotten. The tension in your childhood home, when the bills came. The silence after an argument about money. The belief that having more meant being selfish, or worse, unspiritual. You absorbed all of that like water absorbs the moonlight. And now, without meaning to, you've been replaying those same stories in your own life. This isn't your fault, but it is your moment to release it. Because once you understand where these patterns live in your energy, in your emotions, in your ancestral memory, you can clear them. And when you do, something shifts. Your world begins to respond differently. Opportunities find you. Doors open. The energy of money starts to flow again. There's a reason why some people seem to be born under the right stars, what many call the lucky zodiac signs. But luck isn't random, it's alignment. And what if, just for a moment, you believed that you could be one of them? Not by chance, but by choice, by healing, by remembering who you are beneath the fear. So if any part of this feels like it's speaking directly to you, then maybe it's time. Time to sit down, breathe deeply, and listen with your heart. Make yourself a cup of tea or coffee. Get comfortable. Because what I'm about to share with you isn't just information, it's a turning point. One that could begin shifting your financial energy in the next 48 hours. Let's begin. They say Cancer is one of the most emotionally intuitive signs of the zodiac, but no one talks about how heavy that gift can feel when it comes to money. Because while the world celebrates your nurturing heart, your ability to sense what others need before they even ask, no one really prepares you for the energetic price you pay, especially when it comes to abundance. What if I told you that your struggles with money aren't about how hard you work, how much you save, or how smart you are with numbers, but about what your energy field has absorbed since the moment you were born? You see, Cancer doesn't just inherit eye color or facial features from family. You inherit energy, memories, emotional blueprints that run deeper than DNA. And if you grew up hearing things like, money doesn't grow on trees, or watching your parents argue every time a bill came in, or even worse, feeling the silence, the tension, the fear no one talked about, then your subconscious built its entire relationship with money on top of those moments. You didn't choose them, but they've been choosing for you ever since. Cancer energy is like water fluid, intuitive, reflective. But water absorbs, and you, more than any other sign, have been absorbing not just your own money fears, but those of your mother, your father, your grandparents, generations of scarcity, stored quietly in your emotional body. You carry it without even realizing it, until one day, you're sitting there, working hard, trying to manifest abundance, and wondering why nothing ever seems to change. It's not that you're doing it wrong, it's that you've been blocked at the root. The part no affirmation or vision board can reach unless it addresses the emotional core. Because here's the part no one tells you. For water signs like Cancer, financial trauma doesn't live in the mind. It lives in the heart, in the solar plexus, in the emotional echoes of moments you didn't even realize were shaping your future. And so, you learn to give too much, to sacrifice your own financial well-being for others, to feel guilty for wanting more, to downplay your needs, to undercharge, over-deliver, and stay silent when you should ask for more. Because somewhere deep inside, you equated having money with being selfish, or worse, unloving. This is the energetic wall that has silently kept money out. Not because you're not deserving, but because your energy has been coded to believe that abundance is unsafe, that caring people shouldn't want too much, that your role is to give, not receive. But what if that belief is not yours? What if it was never yours? That's the shocking truth most Cancers never hear. The emotional blocks around money that you've carried your entire life aren't actually yours to begin with. They were inherited, energetically, through your environment, through repetition, through silence. And they can be released. And once they are, something remarkable happens. The nurturing energy that has always made you feel like you had to care for everyone else becomes the very energy that allows money to care for you. Because at your core, Cancer, you are what I call a prosperity magnet, but only when you're emotionally aligned with receiving. That means clearing the beliefs that say, money is bad, or wanting more means I'm greedy. These are the energetic viruses that keep your abundance locked away. You see, in astrology, there are signs that naturally attract financial flow, what many call the lucky zodiac signs. But what most people don't know is that luck isn't random. It's resonance. And when a Cancer aligns their emotional frequency with abundance, the universe listens. It responds. You begin to receive not because you force it, but because you feel safe allowing it in. That's why no amount of budgeting or hustling will shift your financial reality until your energy shifts first. Until you rewrite the stories stored in your heart. And that begins now, because the moment you understand that your money blocks are not permanent, that they are simply energy that can be cleared, you reclaim a kind of power most people never touch in a lifetime. The kind of power that changes not just your bank account, but your entire lineage. The kind of power that reminds the universe, I am ready to receive. So as we move deeper into this journey together, I want you to hold that thought close. Let it sit in your chest. Let it echo through you. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to learn how to clear those inherited blocks, open your prosperity field, and step into a new identity, one where money doesn't drain you, but nourishes you. And if you're still wondering whether this will work for you, let me say this clearly. Lucky zodiac signs aren't born. They are remembered. And you, dear Cancer, are about to remember who you were before scarcity ever touched your spirit. Let's keep going. And if this message is already resonating with your heart, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment sharing how money has felt for you lately. Your story matters, and your breakthrough begins with being witnessed. There's something you need to understand now, Cancer. And I say this with all the love and reverence for who you are and where you come from. Sometimes, the money doesn't flow, not because of what you did, but because of what your ancestors survived. The financial patterns you keep repeating, the scarcity, the anxiety, the constant almosts that slip through your fingers are not proof that you're broken. They are echoes of a lineage that has carried the weight of survival for far too long. There is a term for this that few spiritual teachers speak of, and even fewer truly understand. Ancestral, money, trauma. This isn't metaphor. This isn't poetic language. This is energetic truth. You see, your grandparents, great-grandparents, and generations before them, many of whom lived through war, famine, economic collapse, forced migration, or generational poverty, carried deep fears around survival. Fear of not having enough, fear of losing everything, fear of being punished for wanting more. And when these fears go unhealed, they don't disappear. They get passed down, energetically, emotionally, subconsciously, from nervous system to nervous system, from womb to womb. And when you, dear Cancer, were born into this world, you didn't just receive a family name or bloodline. You received frequencies. You inherited a financial frequency shaped not by abundance, but by fear. And because you are ruled by the moon, the planet of memory, emotion, and the subconscious, you felt it all. You absorbed the whispered money worries, the anxious glances when the bills arrived, the emotional heaviness that lingered in the air when your parents talked about cutting back. You thought it was normal. You thought it was yours. You had no idea it was passed down like an invisible heirloom no one meant to give you. But it's not your burden to carry anymore. You see, you've been trying so hard. You've worked harder than most. You've stayed up late, visualized, journaled, sacrificed, affirmed, and yet money still feels slippery, like it never stays long enough to feel safe. Like no matter what you do, there's this invisible ceiling you can't seem to break. That's because you're trying to build a new financial life with old energy in your field. It's like trying to grow flowers in soil that hasn't been cleared of its weeds. Until you release the inherited emotional imprints of your lineage, until you clear the ancestral money trauma stored in your subconscious, you will keep repeating the same patterns, even when you consciously want something different. This isn't about blame. It's about awareness, because when you see it, you can finally stop living it. Here's the deeper truth. Your ancestors were not wrong. They did what they had to do to survive. Their caution protected them. Their fears were valid in the world they lived in. But you are no longer in their world, and carrying their fears into your future only creates a prison of your own making. Your job now is not to resent them, but to release them, to thank them for the sacrifices they made and let go of the energetic chains that were never meant to be yours. You're not here to repeat the story. You're here to end it, to transform your inheritance from survival into thriving, from lack into legacy. And when you do, you don't just change your life, you change the energetic future of every soul who comes after you. Because abundance, Cancer, is not just about income, it's about energy. And that energy has been held hostage for generations, not by choice, but by unspoken pain. But now, it ends. This is the moment you stop confusing loyalty with limitation. This is the moment you stop dimming your light out of respect for those who lived in shadows. This is the moment you realize being the first in your family to break free financially is not selfish, it's sacred. So take a breath, close your eyes, feel into the truth that's rising now. You were never cursed, you were chosen. You were chosen to be the one who says, "It ends with me," and it begins with love, the kind of love that forgives, the kind that blesses what came before but chooses a new path forward. In the next part, I'll guide you through exactly how to perform the ancestral clearing ritual that begins this transformation step by sacred step. It's time to reclaim what was always meant to be yours. And if you're feeling the stirrings of recognition, if this resonates deeply in your chest, if part of you feels like This is what I've been searching for. Then pause now. Touch your silver object. Whisper to yourself, I'm ready to release the old story. 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 Then comment below. It ends with me. And let's continue walking through this portal together. You are not alone. And you're not here by accident. Let me share something deeply personal with you. Cancer, not my story, but the story of two souls, just like you. Two cancers from opposite sides of the world who, not long ago, were trapped in cycles of financial anxiety so intense, they began to question their own worth. And then, everything changed. Let's begin with Emma. Emma lives in Sydney. She's a Cancer sun, soft-hearted but fiercely resilient. For 8 long months, she applied to jobs without luck. Each opportunity would appear promising at first until, almost cruelly, it would vanish at the final hour. She was days away from eviction, her savings gone, her hope barely flickering. Emma tried everything. Vision boards, affirmations, even those high-priced manifestation programs that promise miracles. Nothing worked. In her words, it felt like money hated me. But the truth? Her energy field was saturated with fear. Fear that wasn't even hers. It was ancestral, passed down from her grandmother who grew up during a recession. From her mother, who taught her to always save for disaster. Emma reached out, almost as a last resort. And that night, under the waning moon, she performed the ritual you're about to learn. She followed every step with devotion, burning the old beliefs, invoking her healed ancestors, and drinking the salt water that symbolized her emotional rebirth. Within 48 hours, she received a call for a job she had applied for months ago. They were offering her the position, with a 40% higher salary than she'd ever earned. That same week, a past client repaid an old debt she'd written off years earlier. A neighbor returned $200 she had completely forgotten about. But the most miraculous shift? Emma's relationship with money transformed. The knot in her stomach was gone. She stopped checking her account with fear. She began making decisions from calm, not chaos. Now meet Marcus. Marcus is a gifted artist in Toronto. His paintings are soulful, ethereal, technically exquisite, but he couldn't sell a single one. He'd approached galleries, built a website, even tried social media, only to be met with silence. He was surviving on credit cards, spiraling deeper into self-doubt. He believed, deeply, that true artists must struggle, that profiting from art meant selling out, that being spiritual meant being broke. These weren't his truths. They were inherited. His father, also an artist, died penniless. His grandfather once said, "Passion doesn't pay rent." Marcus, like Emma, was drawn to the ritual. He performed it with pure intention, surrendering his old story at the altar of transformation. 4 days later, something unexpected happened. A gallery owner who had passed by his studio window dozens of times suddenly stopped. She knocked, stepped in, and was so captivated by the energy of his work, she offered him an exhibition on the spot. Opening night, every single piece sold out. He received commissions that, in total, exceeded the income he had made in the past 3 years combined. But again, the biggest shift wasn't financial. It was energetic. Marcus no longer felt the need to suffer to prove his authenticity. He began to see abundance not as betrayal of his art, but as a vessel to expand it. Now, why am I telling you this? Because Emma and Marcus are not exceptions. They are reflections, mirrors for you to see what's possible. Their stories reveal what happens when emotional truth meets spiritual technology, when ancestral trauma is finally released, and your energy field becomes clear enough for abundance to land. Their success wasn't magic, it was alignment. They didn't manifest money. They made space for it. And when the space is clear, money knows where to go. This is why I need you to understand. The ritual you're about to perform isn't just about attracting money. It's about liberating your nervous system from fear. It's about creating the energetic conditions where freedom, not fear, becomes your new baseline. It's about softening the emotional armor you've carried for too long and learning to receive again. Because what you're truly calling in isn't a number in your bank account. It's the deep exhale of knowing you are safe, that you are supported, that you are no longer bound by the financial wounds of the past. So before we go further, pause. Take a moment and breathe. Place your hand on your heart. Whisper, "It's my time. If Emma could do it, if Marcus could do it, you can too." In the next section, I'll guide you through this sacred ritual step by step. This is the doorway, the portal. And when you walk through it with intention, the universe will respond. But first, if this story stirred something in you, comment below and tell me, what are you ready to release? Then like and subscribe, so you don't miss the rest of this transformation. We're only getting started, and your abundance story deserves to be told. You've probably heard this before. Change your thoughts, and your life will change. But if you're a Cancer, someone ruled by the moon, guided by emotion, and deeply attuned to the unseen, then you already know that it's not that simple. Because for you, money isn't just numbers or logic. It's energy, it's emotion, it's memory, and most importantly, it's frequency. This is why traditional money advice rarely works for you. Because it tries to talk to your mind, when the real problem is in your heart, and deeper still, in your energy body. Let's talk about where your money blocks actually live. The first place is your solar plexus chakra, the energy center located in the middle of your torso, just above your navel. This is the seat of your personal power, your sense of, I can, your inner flame of self-worth. When it's blocked, you feel powerless, insecure, hesitant to claim your worth or set financial boundaries. And Cancer, because you often put others before yourself, this chakra can become overburdened, constantly dimmed by guilt, obligation, and self-sacrifice. That's why when you're offered money, recognition, or opportunity, you hesitate. You shrink. You second-guess. Your solar plexus is whispering, "Do I deserve this?" And often, the answer that arises isn't from your soul, it's from your wounds. But that's not the only place your abundance is getting stuck. Your second money block lives in a space that most people never even think about: your emotional body. This isn't metaphor. This is real, energetic anatomy. The emotional body is the subtle field around you that holds all your feelings, memories, and inherited emotional imprints. As a Cancer, this layer of your energy is especially pronounced, like an ultra-sensitive sponge that soaks up everything: joy, grief, love, and fear. And for most Cancers, that sponge has been soaked in decades, sometimes generations of money anxiety. From the time you were a child, you absorbed every strained conversation about bills, every moment of financial tension in the room, every adult whispering, "We can't afford that. You felt it in your body, even if no one ever explained what was happening. And you didn't just absorb these moments, you stored them. So now, even as an adult, every time you try to take a leap, ask for a raise. Raise your prices. Invest in yourself, those old frequencies. Rise up from your emotional body like ghosts, whispering, "Be careful. Don't risk too much. What if you lose everything?" Sound familiar? That's not you being negative. That's not you failing at manifestation. That's the emotional debris of inherited fear speaking through your nervous system. It's important that you hear this. You are not broken. You are not unlucky. You are simply congested. And no amount of positive thinking can bypass an emotional body that's saturated with fear. This is why so many cancers try the vision boards, the journaling, the visualizations, and still feel stuck. It's not because you're doing it wrong. It's because the techniques weren't designed for you. Your power isn't in your mind, it's in your heart. You don't manifest through thoughts. You manifest through feeling, which means that to truly unlock your abundance, you need to feel safe again. Safe to receive, safe to shine, safe to believe that money is not betrayal, but blessing. This is the foundation of the ritual you're about to learn. It doesn't just teach you to think rich. It helps you clear the energetic density sitting in your solar plexus and flush the emotional residue stored in your heart and emotional field. It helps you reclaim the spaces where abundance was always meant to flow. And here's the beautiful truth. Once those spaces are clear, you don't have to force anything. The money, the opportunities, the lucky breaks, they begin to appear naturally because your energy is finally aligned with receiving. This is why so many people report results within 48 hours. Because the universe responds not to your effort, but to your frequency. And Cancer, when your frequency shifts, everything else follows. So before we move into the ritual itself, I want to ask you something. Can you feel even slightly that a part of you is already ready? Not just to have more money, but to feel at peace with it? Not just to chase success, but to open to receiving it with softness, with trust, with grace. If that part of you is stirring, then stay with me, because in the next section, you'll begin the process of releasing what no longer serves you, not by thinking differently, but by feeling truth in your body and letting that truth change your reality. Now would be the perfect time to light a candle, pour yourself a warm cup of tea, and prepare your space. Because what comes next is not just a ritual, it's a homecoming. Now that you've seen what's possible through the energy of your chakras, through the patterns of your ancestors, through the stories of those who came before, it's time to return home to yourself. To open the doorway, to begin the ritual that clears the path for abundance to flow back into your life. This ritual is not religious. It's not complicated. It's not performative. It's sacred. It's a conversation between your body, your soul, your lineage, and the energy of money itself. I recommend you perform this ritual on a Tuesday evening during a waning moon, when the energy supports release and clearing. But if you feel called on another night, trust that the universe listens best when you follow your intuition. Begin by gathering the following: a white candle, sea salt, a small mirror, a piece of paper and a pen, a silver coin or piece of silver jewelry, a cup of clean water, 3 bay leaves, dried or fresh, a quiet space where you won't be interrupted for at least 30 minutes. Now, we begin. Gently, intentionally, one step at a time. Step 1. Cleanse your space with sea salt. Sprinkle a small circle of sea salt around your ritual space, or simply place a bowl of salt near you. This isn't about superstition. It's about setting energetic boundaries. Salt is a natural purifier. It absorbs stagnation and creates a protective container for what's to come. As you do this, whisper, "Only love may enter. Only truth may remain." Step 2. Call in your healed ancestors. Close your eyes. Place your hand on your heart. Imagine a long line of your ancestors standing behind you. Those who struggled, those who suffered, those who never had the chance to feel safe with money. Then, call upon the ones who have healed in the spirit realm. Ask them to join you now, to witness, to support, to rejoice in your courage. Say aloud, "I honor where I come from, and I choose to go further. I call in the healed ones to help me release what no longer serves me." Step 3. Burn the old beliefs. On your piece of paper, write down every money belief that weighs on you. Be honest. Be raw. Write, "Money is hard. I always struggle. I'm not meant to be wealthy. If I have more, others will have less." Whatever it is, let it come up. Then, carefully burn the paper in a safe dish. Watch the smoke rise. As it disappears, say, "This is no longer mine. I return it to the fire." Step 4. Drink the salted water. Add a tiny pinch of sea salt to your water, just enough to symbolize cleansing. Sip slowly. Feel the salt enter your body, not as something harsh, but as something clearing. Let it move through your emotional body, like a wave washing away old energy. Whisper, "I am clean. I am clear. I am open." Step 5. Look into the mirror and speak your truth. Hold the mirror close. Look into your own eyes, not as someone who is broken, but as someone who is returning. See yourself. Really see yourself. Then say, "I am worthy of wealth. I am safe to receive. My abundance honors those who came before me and blesses those who come after me." Let these words soak into your energy. Say them as many times as you need. Step 6. Activate your money gateway. Take your silver coin or jewelry and hold it in both hands. Feel its weight. Silver carries the energy of the moon, your ruling force, Cancer, and connects the heavens to the earth. Visualize a column of light moving from the sky through your crown, into your heart, into the silver, and down into the earth beneath you. Say, "I connect heaven and earth through my receiving. I open the gateway to divine flow." Step 7. Offer your 3 wishes. Take your 3 bay leaves. On each one, write a financial wish, but not just any wish. Let it come from your healed self. Write with faith, not fear. For example, "I wish to receive consistent income with ease. I wish to feel joy in my financial choices. I wish to bless others through my abundance." Place the 3 bay leaves under the white candle. Light the candle, and as it burns, visualize your wishes lifting into the ether, reaching the guides, the ancestors, the universal currents that are always listening. Then sit. Breathe. Stay in the stillness. You don't need to do anything more. You have already done everything. This ritual is not about chasing money. It's about remembering that you were always meant to receive it. And from this new space, this clean, open space, money knows exactly where to go. So let it come. Let it find you in the quiet. Let it feel your heart and recognize it as home. And when it does, when things begin to shift, when the small signs start to show up, when the lucky zodiac signs, stories no longer sound like fantasies, but like reflections. Remember this moment. You didn't just ask for change. You became the channel for it. Now, take a final breath. Extinguish the candle when you're ready and whisper, "It is done." Because it island. Now that you've opened the energy, cleared the blocks, and sent your intentions into the universe, you might expect things to shift immediately. And yes, many times, they do. But what most people don't realize is that the first 48 hours after a powerful ritual aren't always filled with instant miracles. For sensitive, intuitive souls like you, especially if you're a Cancer, those 48 hours can bring something different. A test, not a punishment, not a sign that you did something wrong, but a kind of energetic checkpoint. A moment where the universe gently asks, "Are you ready to hold what you asked for?" This test might come in the form of a surprise bill, a disappointing message, a minor setback, something that stings, just enough to make you question if anything is really changing. But that's the moment when everything is changing. You see, your old reality is used to running the show. The scarcity mindset, the fear, the reaction. And when you shift into abundance, real, embodied abundance, your energy field starts to push out everything that no longer matches it. What you're feeling isn't failure. It's release. It's your system adjusting to the new frequency. The test is not about the situation. It's about your response. When it shows up, place your hand on your silver item. Feel its cool steadiness. Close your eyes. Breathe. Then say, out loud and from your heart, "I am stepping into a prosperous reality. This is only a test, not a truth. Not my future. I choose to respond as the healed version of me." This is how you stabilize the shift. This is how you show the universe that you're no longer reacting from your wounded past, but responding from your aligned future. Because the real magic isn't in the ritual itself, it's in who you become after it. And in these 48 hours, your job is not to force anything. It's simply to hold your frequency, to trust the space you've just opened, to act, think, and feel as if the door is already unlocked, because it island. And once you pass this energetic test, once you breathe through the discomfort without falling back into fear, you'll notice the field begin to respond. A message comes, a payment clears. An opportunity appears that wasn't there before. The shift may be small at first, but unmistakable. That's the moment you know. You didn't just attract abundance, you became the version of you who can hold it. And that is the real transformation. So if something heavy appears in these next 2 days, don't run from it. Recognize it. Smile at it. And say gently, "Thank you. I see you, but I no longer belong to the story you come from. You've already crossed the threshold. Now all that's left is to trust the journey." If you feel this message landing in your heart, take a moment to anchor it. Like this video, subscribe to continue walking the path, and leave a comment saying, "I passed the test. I'm stepping into wealth." Because sometimes, all it takes is one choice to stay calm in the face of fear for your entire reality to change. So how do you know when the ritual is working? How can you tell that money is truly on its way, not just as a wish or an idea, but as a living energy already circling into your life? The signs may not be loud. In fact, they often arrive in whispers. But once you've cleared space, once you've aligned your emotional body and opened your energy field, abundance begins to show up in ways that feel gentle, effortless, even magical, like a silent nod from the universe that says, "It's happening." The first sign is subtle but powerful. You feel less anxious when you check your bank account. Maybe you're not rich overnight, Maybe the numbers haven't dramatically changed, but you've changed. The old tightness in your chest, the fear of not having enough, it's softened. You breathe deeper. You no longer spiral. That shift alone is a sign of energetic wealth beginning to land. Then come the little coincidences. You start finding coins on the ground. Someone treats you to coffee. A discount appears exactly when you need it. A bill gets reduced. These small windfalls aren't random. They are the universe's way of warming up your nervous system to the idea of receiving. They're like love notes from abundance itself, whispering, "See, I know where you live." And then, the dreams. Many who do this ritual report dreaming of cash, jewelry, luxury homes, fine fabrics, flowing water, glowing light, all symbols of prosperity and emotional richness. These dreams are not wishful thinking. They're your subconscious beginning to accept a new reality. They're your inner world catching up to the shift your ritual has already begun. But it doesn't stop there. You begin to notice that others treat you differently. Someone who once dismissed your value now respects it. A client suddenly offers to pay more. A friend encourages you to charge what you're truly worth. Without even trying, you begin to attract people, opportunities, and conversations that reflect a higher financial vibration. Because that's what you're radiating now. And the most beautiful sign of all? Opportunities begin arriving gently. Not with hustle, not with struggle, but with a sense of grace. Synchronicities align. Emails come at the perfect time. Someone mentions your name in a room you weren't in. Things fall into place without you forcing them, as if some invisible hand is setting the stage ahead of you. Because it island. That's what happens when you align. That's what happens when money is no longer something you chase, but something you allow. So if these signs have already started showing up for you, even the smallest of them, pause and smile. Acknowledge them. Say, "I see you." Celebrate each one like it's the beginning of something big, because it island. And if they haven't shown up yet, don't worry. The energy is still in motion. It's organizing, rearranging, clearing the way. Keep showing up. Keep trusting. Keep listening for the whispers. Now would be a beautiful time to reflect. Which of these signs have you noticed lately? Leave a comment and share. The more we witness abundance, the more we amplify it for ourselves and for each other. Because sometimes, the first proof that money is on its way is how soft your heart feels when you finally believe that it's safe to receive. So many people have been taught that wanting more means loving less. That money corrupts. That choosing abundance somehow betrays your softness. But Cancer, I need you to remember this. Wealth doesn't dim your light. It amplifies it. And when your heart is as kind and open as yours, abundance in your hands becomes a blessing for everyone it touches. You were never meant to struggle forever. You were never meant to carry your family's pain without relief. You were meant to rise not just for you, but for every soul in your lineage who never had the chance. Because every time you clear a money block, every time you choose peace over panic, every time you speak kindly to yourself in the mirror, you're healing backward and forward. You're not just manifesting wealth, you're rewriting a legacy. And that's what this journey is truly about. Not quick fixes, not shallow promises, but deep emotional clarity, spiritual power, energetic safety, and a life where you no longer apologize for wanting more because you finally understand that more love, more money, more joy are your birthright. So take these rituals, these reflections, and apply them to your real life. Not just in ceremony, but in your choices, when you negotiate, when you forgive yourself for past mistakes, when you let yourself believe that yes, good things can come easily now. And if this video brought you clarity, comfort, or even just one aha moment, let me know in the comments below. What did you feel? What part of your money story are you ready to release? I read every word, and your story matters more than you know. If you'd like to support our channel and help keep these videos alive and ad-free, you can also send a super thanks. Every contribution is a ripple of energy that helps us reach more souls like you on the path of healing and wholeness. And if you feel called to go deeper, don't stop here. You can tap the video now appearing on your screen, or explore our other guided rituals and cosmic messages in the recommended section beside this one. Every video is crafted with care to support your inner work, your outer abundance, and your connection to the universe. Wealth is not the opposite of spirituality. Wealth is one of its most radiant expressions. Until next time, take care of your energy, trust your journey, and remember, you are not broken. You are becoming. I'll see you in the next video.